It's going to work this out. I think it's going to be great. Welcome, everyone. Hello. Happy Friday. Women of the World Network. Elle Ballard is here with you and with my spiritual sister, beautiful, amazing lady, Pradnya. Welcome.
Thank you, Elle. Thank you. Folks and ladies who are watching us, second time's going to be the charm here.
Yes.
And as I said last time too, Elle, I really want to offer you my token of gratitude from my heart to your heart. I think the community that you've created, where you've gathered women from across the US, from different backgrounds and ethnicities and traditions and cultures, yet there's this commonality where we can connect because we're all purpose-driven, mission-centric. And for that, kudos to you. Hats off to you for creating this community and a space.
Thank you so much for saying that, Pradnya. Thank you. And, receiving that confirmation, of course, that's what we're all about, but hearing it from you, it's exactly why we do what we do. So thank you for saying that. And thanks for coming in today, taking the time. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy it. And I want to introduce you first before we jump on it. So as a personal and business coach, business success coach, Pradnya works with individuals, business owners, executives, and teams to help them achieve truly transformational goals and life-changing results. She uses a proven methodology that is based on 60 years of research in the field of mind, human behavior, and human potential. By understanding and applying proven success and mindset principles, Pradnya's clients frequently astonish themselves with what they are able to accomplish in less time and with much less effort that they would previously believe possible. She truly believes that once we work on both mindset and action plan, our effectiveness exceeds our expectations. And how we saw this morning with with everything disconnecting, having this is it, having the right mindset and attitude towards things, right? We're jumping back on this time. It's going to be great. But welcome, Pradnya. I'm excited to be talking with you today.
Lovely. I am equally excited, to share a bit about me and connect with our community here.
Awesome. Great. So before we jump into the mindset, it's one of my favorite topics, mindset and attitude. But before we jump into that, I want to ask you one of the favorite questions that I usually ask at the beginning. What makes you unique?
Had you asked that question to me about 10, 15 years ago, my answer would have been different. But who I have become now, here's what my answer would be. What makes me unique is that I've really come to understand that you and I both are spiritual beings, energetic, vibrational beings. We live in the body that we live in. Mine's Indian looking, yours white, and then there are people in our community that have all kinds of shades, right?
That's right.
And that's what there is to it. So a little bit about me and what makes me unique then. I was born in Mumbai and I came here as a late teenager and then lived in very many cities here in the United States, almost 7 or 8. And then I moved to the Netherlands or Holland and lived there for about a year. And I believe that what it really allowed me to do is appreciate individual culture for what it is. And I took a lot of good from each country and ethnicity and traditions and cultures, and that kind of really turned me into this human being where I say that I deeply appreciate and respect my own ethnicity, and as a testament to that, I teach Hindi on the weekends, which is one of the it's a national language of India. I used to teach it to kids here on the weekends, or that I speak with my kids in Marathi, right? We celebrate some of the, holidays and festivals here in the US that are from the Indian origin. But in my heart of hearts, I absolutely believe that my Indian ethnicity defines me. It does not confine me. And that, again, happened over a period of time. And as my husband's Austrian and grew up in Germany, so I was just telling Elle about this running joke in the family, but it really summarizes our philosophy. my husband said this, and it stayed in my heart forever. One time we were at the dinner table, and my husband said to my kids, you're 50% Austro-Germans, 50% Indians, but 100% Americans and global citizens, right? So that's what really makes us unique as a family. My husband passes on the German ethnic background to them. I pass on the Indian heritage and background. But we both believe that our kids are first and foremost Californian dudes and American citizens, right? Global citizens. Yeah. So that's what makes me unique as a person.
I love that. Defines me, but does not confine me. I love that. And I totally relate. I can totally relate living here for 20 years and my kids. Yeah. Amazing. So I love talking about mindset, like I said, and attitude. And I know that what you do, and I know you're so good at it. And you're helping so many people and so many clients that you work with, with shifting that or changing that or however you call it. What I want to talk about is mindset and attitude. But when it comes to cultural differences, or as well, in addition, or backgrounds or ethnicities, right? So we live, we are in diverse world, and how that, in your experience, how that contributes to the overall mindset, or maybe to the challenging, to the challenges of it, or maybe on the other side, maybe it helps our upbringing, our programming, and adding culture to that.
Yeah.
Culture differences.
It's a very well thought out question. If I may, Elle, I'm going to answer it, and again, twofold. One is where I want to speak to why mindset's critical, and then let's tie it to culture and, ethnicities and different nationalities and all of that. Mm-hmm. I know you resonate with this, but truly, I think people go through life and tiptoe through life and don't bet on themselves, don't play out, play full out at times. I'm not saying everybody, so this is not a generic statement, but many people don't play full out because they do not understand, Elle, the power of their thoughts. They do not understand the infinite potential that's within us. And that's not a cute line. That's the truth, right? They don't understand the how powerful and marvelous their mind is, and that it is capable of helping them create the life that they deeply and truly desire. Mm-hmm. So when people don't understand this, they're just looking for things outside of them. But everything gets created twice. So then you have to first have that within. As within, so without. As you sow, so shall you reap. So my deep-rooted desire and a lifelong purpose, that's why the byline of my brand is live your purpose, leave your legacy, right? What I want to do is not just motivate people. Motivation is you borrowing somebody else's belief, and the first bump along the way, you throw in the towel. And motivation doesn't last too long, right? What I want people to really gain from mindset work is a deep-rooted understanding, heightened awareness, where they understand how their results get created to and through them. They're educated, they're empowered that way. And when that happens, then, this line's really meaningful. They walk by faith, not by sight. There is no evidence. So, Elle, my question to you, rather comment, when you wanted to create this Woman of the World network group, there weren't like 400 women lining up, and then you said, okay, now I'm going to start the group, right? There was no such thing. You had the vision. There was no evidence that anybody would ever appreciate such thing and be part of it and be willing to contribute. But you made the decision. You said lack of evidence is not the evidence of the lack. You did what you had to do because your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs and your attitude and your expectations were all aligned with you seeing the Women of the World Network being fully thriving community. And there you go. So now to answer your question about how this mindset topic really touches, culture, or kind of really can help us come together despite of our cultural, ethnic backgrounds and different nationalities, is that I want to explain this with an example. So Elle, let's say when you and I were born, like really babies, a month old, right? Let's take example of Pradnya. I was laying on my back, arms and legs wiggling like a worm, right? Couldn't even turn over.
Mm-hmm.
My mom or somebody else, my caretaker, had to help me, right? Yet, Elle, you and I, before the age of 7, kept accepting all the ideas, opinions, values, beliefs, rituals, traditions, customs, languages. You with me? So we absorbed all of that, and then that became our conditioning. And so then, post the age of 7 or even beyond, we started acting in congruence with that conditioning. So if my mom said, don't eat meat, I didn't eat meat. But now I'm married into the family where my German hubby cooks delicious meat and I eat it now. You see, so my belief system changed. So what I'm pointing out is that we all acquired this conditioning and we started viewing the world from this conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
It helps us, it's good. But when we find our differences, the way that we can get beyond our differences is when we understand that we don't see with our eyes. We see through our eyes and with our conditioning. So just because my mom said, can you be a vegetarian, doesn't mean my husband's wrong. And just because my husband eats meat and I have begun to eat it, doesn't mean my mom is wrong. You follow me? So we have to own our traditions and ethnicities and cultures and nationalities, yet have an open mind that just because I'm right doesn't mean somebody else is wrong, and vice versa. And when we have that attitude, we will really look toward everything with compassion.
Yeah.
And curiosity and openness.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'll give you one more example, and I think this will just take the point home. I shared this just last week with somebody else too.
Mm-hmm.
Reality, Elle, just doesn't exist outside of us. And that's a big statement, but stay with me. When you have a jury looking at a particular incident to decide whether the person is a criminal or a total innocent individual, right? Jury has 12 members, right? Let's say 7 of them said that this is a criminal act. But 5 of them said, no, this is total, innocent, situation or incident. This person's not a criminal. Mm-hmm. Do you think that there are 2 separate realities existing?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just one reality that 7 members of the jury are interpreting it to be criminal scenario, and 5 people are interpreting it to be, innocent scenario. Mm-hmm. You follow? And that's what happens. Our cultures and our traditions and our ethnicities can empower us. But again, we see through those lenses. So keep an open mind so you're willing to and able to see somebody else's perspective as well. Because reality doesn't exist outside of us. It's assembled based on how we interpret this information. And it's interpreted based on our conditioning and belief system, which we acquire through our upbringing, which comes from cultures and traditions and backgrounds.
Yeah. Yeah. I swear, every time I hear you talk, you have so much passion in your voice and so much wisdom that I always learn from you. I love walk by faith, not by sight, all this, and beautiful examples, by the way. Thank you, Pradnya. Yeah, definitely. And it's I love this topic because we can talk about it for hours and hours. It becomes complex when we add cultural upbringing and, like you said, family beliefs. Eat meat, don't eat meat. Things people put on you, family, society, us growing up, and that's another topic I'm so passionate about. In all of that noise, sometimes it's easy to forget what is my mission, like who I am, like what am I to do, why, right? Because it's all put on you. Maybe I want to eat meat, maybe I love meat, things like that. And not only food wise, professional wise, choosing career wise, and all these things. but I remember I had a conversation with one of my friends, and this will be another question that I want to ask. So we talked about mindset, and it's been several years ago, and she was telling me, it is so true. Once you put something in your mind, once you tell yourself, I'm gonna, like, she was giving me this example, she was playing a game, right? And she told herself that she's gonna win. And so she set her mind, that was her intention. She put it out and she did win. And she told me, Elle, like, I swear, anything, you know, we can do anything. You know, we just have to put that in the mind, the energy, the vibration, the intention, and everything that you shared. And then she said, I just have to be careful not to think negative thoughts or not to think, you know, something that is not in alignment with what I want. You know, sometimes we're all human beings, you know, so how do you shift that? Like, if you feel like you're not going, or if you're thinking, if your thoughts, how do you change your thoughts to make sure you're not intentionally going there, or you're not attracting that what you don't want, you know?
That is beautiful. I mean, you packed so much in that question. That's a powerful question. Elle, you know, you're so right. Just the way we heard about eat meat, don't eat meat, right? When we are going through our professional journey, some people would say, you know, play it safe. Better be safe than sorry. So why do you have to be on the entrepreneurial journey when the world is in this or that, right? So it's their opinion. I mean, we've heard it time and time again that opinion is the cheapest commodity on the earth. You know, you can't let other people's voices and opinions drown your own opinion of what you want and where you're headed. If you study the work by Wallace D. Wattles, you know, in his book, one of his books, he writes that desire itself is a proof that you're capable of achieving and accomplishing that, just like your friend did. But you might not be able yet. And that able part is where you have to grow from within with your mindset and then skill set to be able to manifest that or materialize that on the physical plane. In other words, this is again coming from Wallace D. Wattles. He says, desire is an unexpressed possibility within, seeking expression without, to and through you. So if desire is a proof that you can do it or I can do it, then why would we get in our ways? And we do that not because we want to, but it's this conditioning belief system that's not serving us, right? And so that is where you ask the question, how do you really overcome the negative thinking? I mean, you have to understand just one or two negative thoughts or a couple negative thoughts is not going to make or break the deal. And just similarly, just positive thinking, stay with me, without understanding how to reprogram your subconscious mind is not going to cut it.
Right.
Because you and I could think positively temporarily, you know, as we are aware of our thinking, but then most of the time, our subconscious is taking us through life on an autopilot mode. So I suggest that there are 3 stages in us to really get rid of this negative thinking and really move toward our goal with conviction and with kind of inner eye of understanding. One is gaining awareness. So being aware of our thoughts, because then you know that you're thinking negatively, at least you can stop it, not dig the rabbit hole and get into it, right? But then the second one is gaining the skill. And in this case, gaining the skill to understand yourselves and coach yourselves any given moment in time, right? And this is, again, this is the work that I do in a year-long span with my clients, but I'm just giving you an understanding. The second step is to get the skill. And then the last one is mastery. Just because you learned it doesn't mean that you will not be greeted or, you know, the negative thoughts are not going to visit you, right? But you can weed them out very quickly. And the beautiful part is that when you use your thinking consciously to reprogram yourself, you know, upgrade your subconscious conditioning, then because the subconscious conditioning controls majority of your thoughts, even those thoughts that come up are less negative, more positive, more on point, more toward where you're headed. Again, it's a process, but just gaining understanding that you're on the negative path and then stopping it and asking yourselves, And I'll give you one very important but short example. Let's say a prospective client said no to you. Okay.
Mhm.
You know what you have created in this Woman of the World community, right? It's intangible, it's powerful. But let's say you're talking to a woman and she said, no, I don't think I'm going to join. I don't think I'm, that interested, right?
Mhm.
Well, she said no, that's fine. And then the thought that might come in your mind is that, oh my goodness, I don't know why some women just don't get the value. Will they get the value? I'm not saying you do that. Otherwise,
Right.
you're rock solid, without which you would have not created. Results always speak volumes. So you would have not created this community without you being where, with your vision and with your beliefs. But let's say, if you were to then think about thoughts that, oh my goodness, I don't know why people are not getting the value. Am I really not communicating well or whatnot? And really doubting. I'm not talking about self-reflection and growing from there, but just doubting and negative kind of a chat. Then from that state, you're feeling discouraged, disempowered, doubtful, worried. And so then when you have a second conversation with some other person who is eager to join, where's your energy?
Yeah.
Here. Right. So the point I'm making is that it's the truth that the prospective client said no. Well, big deal. She said no. If you keep your thoughts not going after the truth, but the truth of where you're headed, right? Because that is the truth, right? If you keep your thoughts there, then from that state, you will feel differently. You will be in different vibration and you will take the action which will allow you to bring this other woman into this community who will be served by this group.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Yeah.
Awareness skill, gaining self coaching skill, and then ultimately mastery.
So powerful. So powerful. And so true. So true. Yeah, absolutely. And it's with anything we do in life, really, right? I mean, this is such a key foundation of it all. Even as mothers, those of us who are mothers, how do we, kids gonna do what we do. They're not gonna do what we say. And, we have to lead with that attitude, right? So it's just so profound, so powerful. Ladies, did you want to have?
I was just going to say, you again hit the nail right on the head, because Elle, is it like, entrepreneur Elle, and then woman of the world, leader Elle, and then the mother Elle, and then, these are not different L's, and then the wife Elle, and then the daughter Elle. There are no 5, 6 different L's. It's just you who's creating results and success and prosperity in all aspects of your life, be it parenting, personal, spousal relationship, business venture, community service. So absolutely. I mean, as we really work on our mindset, we can't help but that growth be percolating and spilling into any and all aspects of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, I want to make sure that we're doing well on time.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this conversation. We have to do coffee, and then it will go on and on. I know we'll be sharing it.
But it fills my soul. It just energizes you when I would connect with you. So I look forward to post-pandemic having a coffee that turns into a lunch.
Yes, please, let's do it. Pradnya, thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure, and I just get beautiful energy, and we can talk for hours, and I just love listening to you, your wisdom, your passion, it's always there. Ladies, connect with Pradnya. She's absolutely amazing. She, just having short conversation with her even changes perspective. She's amazing. We're going to post her links in the comments here. We're going to post her links on YouTube if those of you are watching on the recording here as well. But I know she has something for you that she's offering as well that I'll let you share, Pradnya.
Yeah, many people just kept asking me, Pradnya, I know that mindset is a powerful topic, but if there's any practical application of it that I can even get exposed to, just to get a taste and a feel for it. So then I took that feedback into consideration, Elle, And I put together a 12-point checklist. I call it the 12-point checklist to take your mind and business to the next level. And what this checklist entails is just some daily practices. Because ladies, I always tell my kids that, or gentlemen, if they're in this group, I say that, your day, your every day is the brick of the tower of your life. You lay that brick well, one after another, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. You wake up to witness your contribution and your legacy, right?
Mhm.
So that's why this checklist really speaks to what are some of the things that you can do on a day in and day out basis as an entrepreneur, or even as just as a human being, to set your day on the right energy, on the right foot. So I will put the link in the Facebook group. And thank you again, Elle, for having me here. As I told you that I've connected with a few women in this community, and they're really full of substance. So you brought us together, and we're indebted to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Pradnya. Beautiful. Thank you so much. We're going to post the links for Pradnya, and I'm looking forward to check out that checklist as well. That's amazing. I love that. But thanks again. Happy Friday. Have a beautiful weekend, Pradnya. Thank you for joining us, ladies. Everyone, have an amazing weekend ahead of you, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.